Good morning, Birmingham. This is the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. Today is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. This morning, our invocation is going to be delivered by Pastor Greg Stanley, and our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by myself. If you're willing and able, please stand.
Good morning, everyone. Precious and eternal Father, Lord, we say thank you before we say anything else. We say thank you for your life, health, and strength that you have given us. And God, today as we stand here today, we ask for your strength and your guidance and your wisdom. That, Lord, you guide the leaders of this city to do the people's business. And God, now we ask for your direction and for your divine wisdom. Send your grace to all of us. And Lord, now we will ask for your divine power to guide us and lead us in all things righteous. And Lord, we'll give your name glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Abbott. Councilmember Clark. Councilmember Moore. Good morning, sir. Councilmember Smitherman. Good morning. Councilmember Tate. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Alexander. Council President O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Council, the minutes are not ready for the April 1st, 2025 through July 22nd, 2025 meetings. At this time, we'll have communications from Mayor Woodfin.
Mr. President, good morning to you. To the entire council, it's good to see you all. Good morning. Few updates. One is around the info sessions hosted in advance of the Critical Repair Launch Program. Please recall this is something we do every year that has been not only a success, but a much needed program, particularly for many of our seniors and elders in various communities and neighborhoods across our city. But the City of Birmingham's Department of Community Development will soon open applications for its critical repair, where 100 eligible residents will receive up to $30,000 each in urgent home repairs such as roofing, plumbing, or let it be open for 2 days only, September 4th and 5th. And so what you'll see us do is, for the remaining months of July and August, is continue to promote this. Now, we know the need is higher than 100, but we want to support this program, and we'll continue to support this program. With that in mind, we want to get back to just sharing with that interested applicants are invited to attend one of the upcoming information sessions that will outline the program requirements in detail. So I'm just going to break this down. One, there will be a virtual session this Thursday, the 31st at 3 p.m. And then there will be an in-person session that will be held Thursday, August 7th from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Birmingham Crossplex. And then there will be another in-person session held Thursday, August 14th from 5:30 to 6:30 at Fountain Heights Recreation Center. Just a note to our residents, those interested in applying for this program are strongly encouraged to attend one of the sessions. We find in our previous times in previous years, many people don't necessarily understand the detail and the rules and requirements of this program to qualify. Applicants should not bring any documents to these sessions. These events are for informational purposes only. And for more information and to register for one of the sessions, we want to encourage you to register as well. Please go to criticalrepairbham.com. Again, that is criticalrepair, bham.com, or you can call 205-581-3117. Again, that's 205-581-3117 for those who have interest in the critical repair program. And the information we just shared, we'll get it up on the city's websites and various other communication channels, again, and continue to promote and communicate to our citizens these sessions as well as the process. Also want to share, as we know, school starts next Thursday, August 7th, along with the superintendent, the school board, school system, its employees, principals, teachers, along with the Birmingham City Council, as well as parents and community. We're all excited about our children starting school next week. And so we want to invite the community to our Tools for School event. Again, that's Tools for School event. It is presented by Window World and many other sponsors. This is a free, family-friendly, back-to-school celebration to get our students geared up and excited for the school year ahead. The event will take place at Lynn Park this Sunday, August 3rd, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And there will be a school supply giveaway for students. There will also be a school supply giveaway for teachers while supplies last. There will be games, inflatables, food trucks, music, and fun, again, to send them off right. And whether you're a student, parent, teacher, or just a proud supporter of Birmingham's youth, this is an event you don't want to miss. One last note, it's going to be important for our teachers. If you are a Birmingham teacher, in order to receive school supplies, you will have to show your school ID badge as a Birmingham City School teacher employee. So please have your badge with you. A couple other notes, Mr. President and Council. We are hosting a vendor expo. The City of Birmingham's Department of Finance invites small business owners, entrepreneurs, service providers, and vendors of all sizes to attend the Business with BHM Vendor Opportunity Expo. This is a free in-person event designed to help local businesses navigate as well as access procurement opportunities with the City of Birmingham. This event will take place Thursday, August 7th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Boutwell Auditorium, and it will serve as a comprehensive guide for doing business with the city. So again, we're encouraging those, whether you are a startup, seasoned supplier, or a mom and pop operation, this expo will provide step-by-step guidance on Birmingham's bidding process. Attendees will meet directly with members of the city's purchasing team, learn how to become a certified vendor, as well as receive help obtaining a business license and discover a wealth of citywide resources to support their growth. We want to encourage those to pre-register. Well, actually, I'm going to restate that. Pre-registration is required to attend this event. Again, pre-registration is required to attend this event. There are two ways you can go about it. One is purchasing at birminghamal.gov to learn more as well as register. Again, that's purchasing at birminghamal.gov, or you can call 205-254-2265. Again, that's 205-254-2265. The Rise Up Birmingham graduation will be this Wednesday, June 30th. Birmingham will witness a powerful moment of transformation as local teens and adults, many of whom have been overlooked or written off, receive a combined $70,000 to launch more than 40 businesses. These are first-generation entrepreneurs, trained and equipped through a 30-day community empowerment and violence reduction initiative led by the City of Birmingham, Miles College, and the Institute for Research in Social Justice and Action. Please recall, this is something you all supported and we kicked off over a month ago, and it's been pretty much a huge success. Young teens who once saw street hustling as their only option are now running small businesses, fashion lines and wellness brands, and many more. Adults who came home from prison are turning street hustles into licensed, legitimate businesses also. Grassroots leaders who lost loved ones to gun violence are now teaching mental health and reentry support to stop, decrease retaliation before it starts. And so this work is part of Birmingham's larger community safety initiatives, again, something you all have supported, including in this new budget. It's also a strategic response to reduce violence through economic opportunity, mentorships, and grassroots leadership as well. I want to encourage City Council, if your schedule permit, because this is something that you all have invested in and support, to please attend the Rise Up Birmingham Showcase, which will take place at 10 a.m. at Miles College. The community is invited, and for more information, you can visit birminghamal.gov/CSI, which is a repository and holds all the information of what we're doing around our community safety initiatives. Again, this is tomorrow, July 30th, 10 a.m. Miles College. At this time, I would like to have Ms. Veronica Merritt, Chief Compliance Officer with Capital Projects, the Capital Projects Engineering and Architecture team, all those young men dressed in those nice suit coats back there. I'm not sure why they're not moving their feet. They're still not moving their feet. They're moving their feet now. As well as John Roper, who is the CEO of Disabilities Rights and Resources, to join me. As well as the Lakeshore Foundation. As they join and come up, this month marks the 35th anniversary of the American with Disabilities Act. On July 26, 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed into law this landmark legislation that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities and ensures equal access to employment, public accommodations, transportation, telecommunications, and public services. We here at the City of Birmingham, of course, along with the Birmingham City Council and all of our staff, employees, and team members, are committed to standing against any kind of discrimination, and today we honor the work of those who make sure that our workplace and public services are accessible to all. And so at this time, I would like to read a special proclamation in part. And it states, whereas Birmingham, with its legacy as a national leader in the civil rights movement, recognizes that disability rights are civil rights and remains committed to promoting equity, dignity, and opportunity for people of all abilities. And whereas the City of Birmingham has invested in accessible infrastructure, such as curb cuts, public building modifications, accessible transportation, and inclusive public spaces, demonstrating its dedication to removing physical barriers. And whereas the city acknowledges that despite 35 years of progress, challenges to full inclusion remain, and reaffirms our commitment to eliminating those barriers through continued advocacy, investment, and community engagement. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby proclaim July 26, 2025 as ADA 35th anniversary date in the City of Birmingham, and encourage all residents to reflect on the importance of equity and inclusion and to join in our efforts to build a truly accessible and welcoming city for all. And at this time, Mr. President and Council, if it pleases you, I would like to have Ms. Veronica Merritt come up and share some more.
Good morning. So before I speak, I wanted to cue a very short video.
We want to thank Capital Projects for building a better Birmingham and putting people first with the new projects and improvements here at the Birmingham Crossplex. It was important for Crossplex to expand ADA accessible parking to ensure that patrons have the same right and the same feel to be able to enter and exit the building here at the Crossplex. Accessibility is top priority here at the City of Birmingham and at the Birmingham Crossplex.
All right, thank you. So good morning, Mayor Woodfin, Council President O'Quinn, and members of the Birmingham City Council. I'm Veronica Merritt, and I serve as Chief Compliance Officer for the Department of Capital Projects, where I oversee the Compliance Division. I'm honored today to have this opportunity to address you in commemoration of the 35th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So our work here at the city in ADA compliance is a collaborative effort, and that's why I have this team here joining me today. So in the absence of Capital Projects Director Bell, who had a family commitment this morning, I wanted to take time to first acknowledge some of our architects and engineers who are leading projects like the ones we just highlighted. And that was just 2025. That's just the first half of this year, some of the things that we've done. We have a lot of other projects coming up. So first, let me introduce you to our city architect, Gary Ullman, one of our design architects, Deneen Mwenga, our city engineer, Jesse Miller, our chief civil engineer, one of our chief civil engineers, Les Curley, our Capital Projects Deputy Director of Infrastructure, Mr. Alan Walker. And also joining me are some of our partners across departments. So first, with our architects and engineers, they ensure that accessible design is a part of their projects from concept to completion, and it's their expertise that are making these projects happen. Also, my senior admin analyst, Maisha Turner, who offers compliance support, and she works with me to address citizen needs, modifications, and departments when they need support accessing city services. Our departments across Birmingham serve as our partners, identifying accessibility needs, and really work with us to find gaps, ensure we have dialogue, and really be strategic about solutions. So I've been able to work with BDOT Director James Fowler, Colin Alexander, to address some serious issues and be strategic about how we want to move forward. Also, Christy Mixon, I believe, is here from the Crossplex, and you see how we've been working together for this project and another big project coming up over at the Crossplex. And lastly, our community stakeholders. We had the chance in the last year in order to reinstitute our ADA Community Advisory Committee. And so that is stakeholders across the city who work hand in hand with citizens with disabilities offering services. And so representatives from Lakeshore Foundation and Disability Rights and Resources are also joining us today. So the City of Birmingham is subject to Title II of the ADA. And so we are actually working on a new transition plan. That is one of the Department of Justice requirements. We hope to be releasing that new plan by the end of the year. It's overdue for the city, but we've been very intentional on working on it in capital projects, assessing our facilities, assessing our services in order to release that new plan in 2025. And last, before I turn it over to John Roper, we have an opening. We have a vacancy for the ADA Compliance Administrator. So I oversee that division, but we've been trying to fill this department or fill that position with someone who has experience in ADA compliance, also understands the needs of the community in that area, has design expertise. They can apply at jobsquest.org. We've been recruiting for that position for about 6 months. So just wanted to share that before I leave. So thank you for your support and commitment as we continue to expand accessibility around the city. All right. Mr. Roper.
Thank you. Good morning, Council, Mayor. Just a few words, and I don't have long, and I got a full sheet of paper, but thank you for recognizing the ADA after 35 years. It's a solid foundation to start, but we know in 35 years there's still room to grow. And it's got to start at our level. It's got to start at the levels of these individuals standing up here. I feel like the mayor led me into something about the critical repair. We have been one of the agencies to work that program and the home mod program for the last 2.5 years, working with individuals in these homes with disabilities. Just so you know, in 2.5 years, we've remodeled or critical repaired 316 homes. So that's in the city of Birmingham. That's touched that many lives. It's got the agent in place at their house. At Disability Rights and Resources, we're an independent living center. So our common goal is for everybody to age in place, for somebody with a disability to have the opportunity to live independently, to age in their home, not be put in a group home or a nursing home before it's time and maybe never. So that's the common mission of all independent living centers. That's what we strive for, and that's what the Critical Repair Program and home mod program has helped us do through the city, so thank you for that. Also, Councilman Smitham, your ARPA funds, that helped tremendously, so thank you. Had to throw that in there. I'm not going to leave you off. He was on my list. Also, just so you know, whether you know it or not, we received a Children's Trust Fund grant for the state of Alabama, and last year we were in Winona, Parker, Jackson, Nolan, Carver, and Huffman schools here in Birmingham, working with students with disabilities. So when they leave school, are they getting a vocation? Are they going to college? Are they getting a job? We just don't want them going home. If they have a disability, they have the right to have the same quality of life that we have. So we're in those schools. We will be in Parker, Huffman, Winona, and Woodlawn again this year because we did receive that grant again from the state of Alabama. So I'll say this as I close. As I think Jelly Roll said it when he said the windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. The ADA laid a solid foundation in 1990, but there's so much more to do, and I think partnerships like the city, Disability Rights and Resources, we partner with Lakeshore Foundation. The community development team that we work with here is fantastic. The mayor's been supportive at all our events as we raise money for our Next Step Resource Center because we're growing. The need of those with disabilities is growing every day. So I just want to say thank you. Let's keep moving forward because it does take a village, and thank you for the opportunity to say these few words today. Thank you so much.
Been kind with your time, but this is important. Earlier I mentioned that disability rights are civil rights, which is true, but also believe disability rights are human rights. And we got a lot of work to continue to do. And so I want to thank this team, mostly internal, city employees for being committed, not just every year at this moment, but daily as they work to make City Hall accessible to all. Mr. President and Council, that concludes the mayor's report. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Council Moore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Mayor, before you get a chance to leave, I did want to bring to your attention some trees that were down in a constituent of mine's yard that, you know, she needed assistance with.
She will not receive it.
Not in her yard. I apologize. On the city right away.
It's on the city right away. So here's the deal. If the tree fell out of her yard on the city right away, it is the city's responsibility to clear the right of way. But if the original action is rooted out of her yard, whatever's left in her yard, she's responsible.
It was on the city right away. Right. It was along the city right away. And I can give you the address to that.
Cool.
So that would be on the corner of 99th Street and Bates Avenue over in the Pine Nose Vista neighborhood.
Yes,
So,
sir.
thank you.
I made sure they wrote
Thank
the
you.
address down, Pine Knoll.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. All right. Without objection, we'll suspend the rules for a presentation from Jones Valley Teaching Farm. We have Executive Director Amanda Story here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a presentation, and I'm not sure if it's going to be queued up.
Yes, it's on
There
the
it
screen.
is. Does one magically, how does that happen? Do I have something?
You could just say
Move to the
next
next
slide.
slide.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was ready to do our movements. We are here to really just give a thank you to each of you and the mayor for the support that you have given us. That is specifically why we are here. And I would like to walk through a couple of slides so you can see exactly how your funding, specifically over the last few years with the ARPA funding that we were so wonderfully had that opportunity, what it allowed us to do. And so if you wouldn't mind, I would like to just start. First, if you will advance the slide. We're just actually probably going to move, if I can't move it myself. Jones Valley Teaching Farm, as a reminder, uses food as a foundation so that young people can lead, create, and grow a healthy future for themselves and their community. As you know, food is our foundation, and we envision communities inspired by food and youth. Next slide. This one is incredibly important because of the funding we receive. These numbers look very different than what you have seen before. So of course, you know that we have 8 outdoor teaching farms that we have long operated. Norwood has been a newer school. But now we can say 16 partner schools because in September, thanks to you and the mayor, we have been able to install 8 new hydroponic systems in science classrooms all across 8 new schools on the west side. So we are now in 16 schools in Birmingham City Schools. That means it's 40% of the entire system. Our goal is 20,000 students, the entire system. So we are slowly but surely, but feels kind of like a rocket ship these last couple of years getting there. We also have had 11 paid high school interns that now represent most of Birmingham City School high schools. This past, T. Marie King, who is the director of that, longs to have 50 paid. She just had 95 applications that she had to go through and could only hire 11. That's how many positions that we have open. But we're incredibly excited to continue that program and to grow that program, and we do have plans to continue to add every year as we continue to seek funding for that. It's also important to show that we are reaching almost 5,000 students just within what we've been able to do in the past this past year. 176 of those students were enrolled in after-school clubs. We distributed almost 25,000 pounds of food free for the community and over 35,000 seedlings to other community gardens all around and urban farms all around the city of Birmingham. So we grow those seedlings at our sites and then we distribute them for free as needed. Folks actually put in an order for them, we grow it for them, they come and bring their trucks, we load their trucks up, they go out, and they're able to use that in the community gardens. And there have been many representation across the districts of folks who participate in that program. Okay, let's move, I'm just gonna, and just go ahead and advance again. Those are our outdoor teaching farms. You are all very familiar with that. You have been part of our journey, many of you, for years and years. Next slide. And this kind of shows you that entire 16 school outline. You will see at the bottom where it says controlled environment agriculture. Just FYI, that's hydroponics. We are learning new words every day. Those are the schools that are impacted by this new program, and it is the Jackson Olin High School feeder pattern. Next slide. As you know, we do in-school lessons, after-school clubs. We have our paid high school internship. And we maintain the staffing for all of this to happen in partnership with Birmingham City Schools. So we are 30 people strong now at Jones Valley. When I joined 10 years ago, we had 6 full-time. So we are definitely on that rocket ship and continue to grow. Next slide. You can keep going. The Center for Food Education, also, you have all been incredibly important in our journey of building that Center for Food Education. We are now 5 years in, and we just completed 5 weeks of summer programming where we had over 47 schools represented as part of that. So we've been able to really recruit for Metro Birmingham for our school, our Camp Grow, that's what we call it, our summer programming. And the center continues to be a place for workshops and where our good community food work happens. Next slide. We can't talk about our work without talking about what we do for young people in the high schools. And we're so proud of the Youth Pathways and Experience work. I just talked about the applications. Most of that's happening because kids are spreading the word. It is a paid internship that happens year-round. So that's $15 an hour that young people get throughout the entire year to work with us on our farms, but also receive incredible, T. Marie leads an incredible opportunity around workforce development and tours and all sorts of things like that. Next slide. That is our goal, and we're going to reach it. We know we will. Next slide. And Good Community Food is a relatively a newer program, even though it's 4 years. This was a USDA funding that we received, we've launched. We now graduate 40 folks every single year that learn how to grow food with us for over a year, attend workshops, and then go back into their communities where we have actually helped build community gardens. We'll talk about that in a second. Next slide. And then we wanted to make sure you know where folks can really kind of dig in with us. We have open programs, field trips at the center, spring and summer camps, public events like our Twilight Supper. We have a Roots in the Ground experience coming up in September that we'll share with you that is open to the public as well to raise funding to build more community gardens across our city. And then, of course, free and reduced cost workshops, cooking and community workshops, volunteer opportunities, and farm tours. Next slide. So what we really wanted to do was thank each of you specifically because we have seen the work move in each of the districts. So in District 1, where you will see a lot of familiar pieces here where 19,718 average pounds of produce was distributed. We are going to say that across all districts, but 2 community gardens were built in District 1. First was it was the First Baptist Church of Zion City Garden and the Huffman Neighborhood Community Garden. That came out of that Good Community Food Fellowship. District 1 is also home to former JBTF intern and apprentice Meliza. Next slide. District 2 impact, we have 1 school with Jones Valley Teaching Farm at Putnam Middle School, over 19,718 pounds of food, 9 Good Community Food Fellows called District 2 home, and we had 3 high school interns and apprentices that resided in District 2. District 3 have 2 schools with Jones Valley Teaching Farm farms, as you can see there, 14 Good Community Food Fellows called District 3 home, and 2 apprentices actually have resided in District 3. Next slide. District 4 has 2 schools with our teaching farms, 6 Good Community Food Fellows, 10 high school interns and apprentices, and 19 high school interns and apprentices actually attended the school in District 4. If you will go to the next slide, District 5. We have 3 schools represented, 8 high school interns and apprentices, 6 high school interns and apprentices that actually attend the school in District 5, 11 Good Community Food Fellows, and 1 community garden was built in District 5 with Bestow School's gifted teaching garden. District 6. We have 2 high school interns and apprentices that reside in District 6, 2 that actually attended school in District 6, and 2 Good Community Food Fellows call District 6 home. Next, we're almost there, District 7. We have 4 high school interns and apprentices that reside in District 7, 3 high school interns and apprentices that attend school in District 7, and 3 Good Community Food Fellows call District 7 home. District 8, we have 3 high school interns and apprentices, 4 Good Community Food Fellows, and we built 1 community garden and was renovated in District 8, and that was the First Baptist Church of Inslee through our Good Community Food program. And lastly, District 9, we have 2 high school interns and apprentices, 6 high school interns and apprentices that attend school, 6 Good Community Food Fellows, and we built 1 community garden in District 9, which is at the Black Belt Technologies Garden. Last slide. So we did that to just demonstrate how our work has really impacted each of the districts, how we have continued to grow. We were really consolidated into one area for a long period of time. And with your feedback and your support, we've been able to expand that. And we just wanted to say thank you. We have, just like most nonprofits, faced many challenges this year. We had many of our USDA funding either paused or not reviewed. And so we continue to seek funding to help us continue to grow, and we're making a lot of strides in that. We've been so really thankful for the way that our community continues to show up for us. So we just wanted to use this time. Thank you for giving us this time to just say a formal thank you to each of you for the work that you do.
All right, I appreciate the update. I think a lot about the teaching farm and, the name really speaks to what it is. I mean, it's really about, educating people about food, about where their food comes from, how to grow it, how to prepare it, the full cycle. And, we've gone through a few generations where food has been industrialized, and, a lot of people aren't connected to where their food comes from. You and I have talked about this a lot. That's a big change from the generation that our say, our grandparents grew up in. And so, you know, I really appreciate the work that you guys do in terms of, you know, teaching people how to be more independent. It is possible to feed yourself without, you know, tremendous expense. And, you know, it's something that in a place like Birmingham is literally like, you know, has the capacity to literally put money in people's pockets per se. So again, just really appreciate that the work that you guys do for Birmingham. This is, you know, really critical work.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Question? Okay.
All right, Councilor Abbott.
I just wanted to say that Jones Valley Teaching Farm started on 10th Avenue South back in, 2002?
You're
And
right.
it was on this little tiny piece of land up there, and you had to climb up a lot of steps to get to it. And it just amazes me how much it has changed. Obviously, changed locations and grew to be huge, but it's just amazing how an idea over the years can just expand so much to where Jones Valley Teaching Farm is like, you know, it's a thing now, instead of just being some couple of weirdos on the south side, you know, out there digging around in the ground and no telling what kind of ground it was.
That's true.
But it's interesting to think how it's expanded. And I wanted to ask, do y'all still help with the community garden in East Avondale, or has that gone by the wayside?
It's not, it depends on, I know which one you're talking about. We do not work directly with them. I don't have an update on where that is.
Yeah, well, the neighborhood's really changed, and I think maybe there are not as many able people now, so maybe it should become a garden for people who are disabled. But anyway, and I wanted to ask one question, just a personal thing. Do you construct your raised bed gardens out of treated wood or untreated wood?
I probably don't have the answer to that, but Ricky D., who we partner with from We're Sowing Seeds in Bessemer, is who we primarily partner with, and I can get that answer for you, but I'm probably sure it's untreated.
I was just curious, because you got termites, but then you've got poison.
Yeah, and he has been just he's the one who's built all of the gardens that I just mentioned that in all of these different districts, and he would be a great person to talk to for all of it. He is our person, our partner.
Well, thank you for all you
Yeah.
do, because it is very impressive to have been there in the beginning and then to see where you've gone.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Councilor Clark.
Thank you for the update, and thank you and your team for just being amazing. And the work you are doing and expanding across the school system and the feeder patterns is game-changing, because anytime you can make kids excited to be at school and, you know, show them pathways to like agribusiness careers and just how to eat well and live well. I mean, it's just it touches so many things. And the STEM education. So I don't know. I feel like everybody said it, so didn't need to repeat it, but we'll just say it over and over again. Thank you.
Well, you've demonstrated that, and that's why we wanted to create these, so you can exactly see, to thank you directly for your support of that, so thank you. We're usually here asking for money, but now we were just thanking you for all of your support, so. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it. All right, we'll return to our regular order of business now. So I'll read the statement on our conduct of business. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. All items on the consent agenda will be announced by reading the item numbers only. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member or the mayor requests the item be removed from the consent agenda. Additionally, a citizen interested in addressing the council with respect to an item on the consent agenda designated for public hearing may request the item be removed from the consent agenda to hold the hearing on the item. Any items removed from the consent agenda will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. For remaining matters, all matters of permanent operation will be read and all public hearings will be announced. Mr. Clerk, could we please read through the items on our consent agenda?
Consent agenda starts on page 2 with item 2. Page 5, item 3 is on consent. Page 6, item 4 is on consent. Page 7, item 5 is on consent. Page 12, item 6 is on consent. Page 14, item 7 is on consent. Page 16, item 8 is on consent. Page 18, item 9 is on consent. Page 19, item 10 is on consent. Skip over to page 22, item 11 is on consent. Page 23, we have items 12 and 13 designated as consent items. Page 24, item 14 is on consent. Page 27, items 15 and 16 are on consent. Page 30, items 17 and 18 are on consent. Page 31, item number 19 is on consent. Page 34, item 20 is on consent. Page 35, items 21 and 22 are on consent. And page 37, item number 26 is on consent, and it was recommended by Public Safety. Page 38, items 28, 27, 28, and 28 are on consent. Please note that item 29 has been requested to be withdrawn by the administration. Page 39, items 31 and 32 are on consent as well. Item 30 has been requested to be withdrawn by the administration. That's item 30. Page 40, items 33, 34, and 35 are on consent. Item 33 was recommended by Budget and Finance. Page 41, items 36, 37, 38, and 39 are on consent. Page 42, items 40, 41, and 42 are on consent. Page 43, items 43, 44, 45, and 46 are on consent. Page 44, items 47, 48, and 49 are on consent. Page 45, items 50, 51, 52, and 53 are on consent. And we conclude with items 54, 55, and 56 on page 46. And I think we have an addendum that's working right now.
Yeah, we have an addendum. We don't have a copy of it in front of us.
She's working on it right now.
Okay, all right. Okay. Do any members of the council wish to add or remove an item from the consent agenda? And Ms. Clark, you said 29 and 30 have been withdrawn. Is that correct?
I think that's correct. Let me check for you right quick. That is correct.
Okay. All right.
I was just asking which
Okay.
ones confirmed.
All right. Items 2 through 22 are public hearing items that have been included on our consent agenda. Do any members of the public wish to withdraw any of those items from the consent agenda? Yes, sir.
I got this letter. It said it was mailed out on the 22nd. I didn't receive it. It was another address, but I don't know if I own this property, so they're checking on it. It's 3506 67th Street North, and so they're trying to find out if the state gave it to me. You know how you apply for stuff a long time ago, but I haven't received a deed or nothing. And so it said it was mailed out on the 22nd. There was a weed abatement.
Okay.
So do I cut it and wait on them to find out, do I own it, or
Okay.
do I not cut it, or what do I need to do?
So which item on our agenda is the property listed under one of the items 2 through 22?
I guess it is, but it told me to be here today. So, yeah.
And to be honest with you, I wish I could find it that fast. So I think we're gonna probably have to, I'm guessing it's under item 2. Well, no, that's not true. It could be. This might take a minute.
Okay.
Did you have any supporting documentation, like the agenda should have came with it?
No, that's the one thing that came in the mail. I had to sign for it.
Okay.
Can you, Ms. Clerk, give us the address again?
It is, the address is, where's the address on this? I got the parcels, the 3504 67th Street North. 3504 67th Street North. How would I find it? Quick, you know. There's one with 119. That's the 35. Okay, looking for the property with the 119, 25, 29, 119, 29. Amount, 119, 29.
19, okay.
19? 18.
18. All right, so 18, and it's, $91, so we'll take item 91
Awesome.
within item, under item 18 on page 30. We'll remove item number 1 from item 18 on the consent agenda.
Remove item number 91 from 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that not what I said? 91 under item 18. Okay,
Item 91 under item 18. We got it.
all right.
I had one more question, if I will. Who do I
Well,
talk
this
to?
is just
Right.
for,
It's about the grass?
yeah, it's we're just dealing
Do I
with our
cut it?
consent agenda right now.
Yeah, this one, do I cut it?
You can have a conversation with the mayor's office. They'll address how to deal with it.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we are ready for a motion on our consent agenda.
Second.
All right.
All right?
All in favor?
Aye.
Let it be known by saying aye. All opposed?
All right, the consent agenda is approved. That brings us back to item 1, please.
All right, item 1. An ordinance to further amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham. Case number ZAC 2025-5 to change zone district boundaries from D3, single-family district to I1, light manufacturing district, filed by Robert H. Sprain, applicant representing the owner, Mary Balsey Stokes and Julian Balsey Walker, personal representatives of the estate of Clifford Balsey Sr. for property located at 2542 Queenstown Road, and situated in Section 3, Quarter, Section 3, Township 17, Range 1, West Birmingham, 35210, in the hearing of all interested parties. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Item is before you.
All right, so this is a zoning item, so I'll turn it over to the chair of our Planning and Zoning Committee, Councilor Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ms. Pearl, would you come and read our case for us?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My name is Kim Spurl. I serve as the zoning administrator for the Department of Planning, Engineering, and Permits. The item before you this morning is ZAC 2025-5. This property is located in the Liberty Highlands neighborhood. It is a request to rezone property from D3, which is our single-family residential district, to I1, which is our light manufacturing district. The proposed use of the property is a contractor's storage yard and an office and warehouse building. The subject property is approximately 1.95 acres. They are proposing to build a contractor's storage yard that will have an office and warehouse building attached to it. The purchaser of the property plans to construct the building that will contain tools and equipment such as shovels, rakes, saws, drills, pneumatic nailers, and staplers. And then it will also have small equipment such as forklifts. And it will also contain safety equipment that you would have at a job site. The outdoor storage yard would be used to store the contractor's equipment and the contractor's vehicles. In the future, the purchaser would like to have additional uses such as the warehouse that might have some distribution and supply associated with it. The hours of operation for the site will be Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they plan on having approximately 10 to 15 employees on site. This property, as I mentioned, is zone D3, which is single family. Property to the north is located in the city of Irondale, zoned R2, which is their single family district. Property to the south is zoned D3. Property to the east is zoned QI1, and then property, the other adjacent property is zoned R2 in the city of Irondale, which is their single-family district. The city's adopted long-range land use plan does identify this property as light industrial. There are no bicycle requirements for this site because it is a light manufacturing use. The site plan does meet all of the zoning requirements per the city's zoning ordinance. The city's landscape architect did want to make sure that we note a type C landscaping buffer would be required anywhere that I-1 abuts our D3 single family zoning district. All permits and ordinances would apply for our stormwater team to review for the site. The property is not located in a special flood hazard area. This property is located in the Northwest Framework Plan area. The Liberty Highlands Neighborhood Association met on April 24th, 2025, and they voted unanimously 8-0 to recommend approval of this rezoning request. Our Zoning Advisory Committee met on May 6, 2025, and they also voted to unanimously recommend this request for approval. And then on June 11th, 2025, the Planning and Zoning Committee voted to recommend approval of this item also. We do have the applicant here who represents the owners, and he can give you guys more information about the request.
Thank you, Ms. Burrell. Yes, sir, if you'd please come forward, give us your name and address.
Yes, good morning. I'm Robert Sprain. I represent the Balsley Estate, which is acting through the two daughters of the late Mr. Clifford Balsley, Julie Walker and Barry Stokes. So I've been before some of you previously, including the Liberty Highlands Association, and we had a very nice meeting. And like Ms. Burrell said, they unanimously approved our petition for the rezoning. And I'm sure some of you know the area. When you go out there, it's very clear that there are a lot of light industrial uses, including uses similar to the planned use for this property, 2542 Queenstown Road. There is a contractor that neighbors this property. There are several distribution type businesses, but and so it's consistent with the long-term plan for the zoning of this property in this area to be light industrial. The Queenstown Industrial Park is very close to this property. So we have this pending petition to have the property rezoned from residential to I-1, light industrial or light manufacturing. We have produced a very good civil engineering plan, a site plan that includes all the requirements for the zoning, namely a C-type buffer for the rear of the property that would be a buffer between this use, which would be light industrial, and a house that's back there. I'm not even sure if someone lives in the house, but regardless, we will have a buffer and do all things necessary to comply with the City of Birmingham's zoning ordinance.
Okay, thank you. If you would have a seat on the front row, just in case we call you back up.
Yes, Ms. Abbott, sure.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Are there any members of the public who are here to speak regarding this item? Seeing no one, Do any members of the council have any questions or comments? Councilor Clark?
Thank you. Generally, what area of town is this? I don't know. I'm looking at the,
In my district, it's in the eastern area, but not in it's a little bit further south of what you traditionally consider the eastern side of Birmingham. It's a pretty rural.
Yeah, it's roughly Queenstown Road and 459.
I'm looking at, yeah.
Yeah.
but I-
You can get off 459 to go to Grants Mill or go the other way.
Okay,
Go the other way.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Well, I believe we're ready for our vote.
All right. Ms. Clark, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, item 1 is approved.
Looks like
Thank
we're
you.
going to 23.
All right. That brings us to item 23, I believe.
Yes. Item 23, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 25-99, approving the closure of 20th Avenue South near its intersection with Richard Arrington Jr. Boulevard South to vehicular traffic to control traffic flow from neighboring business. This is an item of permanent operation and need UC to pass it today.
Motion for unanimous consent.
All right, Councilmember Abbott.
Aye.
Councilmember Clark. Aye. Councilmember Moore. Aye. Councilmember Smitherman.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams. Aye. Councilmember Woods. Aye. President Pro Tem Alexander. Council President O'Quinn.
Aye.
All right, motion on the item, please. Item is before you.
All right. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Item 23 is approved. Item 24, please.
Item 24. 1 second, please. Item 24, an ordinance pursuant to section 11-102-1, Code of Alabama, and section 41-16-50 of the Code of Alabama, authorizing the mayor to execute an amendment to interlocal cooperation agreement authorized by ordinance number 24-72 between Jefferson County, Alabama, and the city of Birmingham, dated November the 6th, 2024, for paving and improvements on Shady Grove Road in Birmingham, Alabama, and Jefferson County. The terms of the agreement shall continue to be for a term not to exceed 2 years. This amendment provides for additional construction costs for replacement of the city of Birmingham's cross drain at Shady Grove Road near Smoky Road, estimated to be $36,147.05. The total amount to be paid to the city, to Jefferson County, shall be increased from $102,334.06 to a total of $138,481.11. Again, this is an item of permanent operation and UC to pass it today.
Motion for unanimous consent.
Second.
Councilmember Abbott.
Aye.
Councilmember Clark. Aye. Councilmember Moore. Aye. Councilmember Smitherman. Aye. Councilmember Councilmember Williams. Aye. Councilmember Woods. Aye. And Council President O'Quinn.
Aye.
Motion on the item, please.
I move approval.
Item is before you.
Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
All right, the item is approved. Next item, please, item 25.
Item 25, an ordinance in accordance with Act 1969-916 of the Acts of Alabama, authorizing the mayor and the chief of police to execute a NIBIN Enforcement Support System, NESS agreement, NES agreement, with addendum for a period not to exceed 3 years between the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the city of Birmingham for its police department to establish and define the roles and responsibilities of the parties related to ATF and NES installation, operation, and administration for the dissemination of crime gun data to enhance the efforts of law enforcement to integrate resources to reduce firearms violence, identify shooters and sources of crime guns, and refer them for prosecutions. The use of the NES system is provided to the BPD without charge to the city. The chief of police is further authorized to execute all documents necessary to accomplish the purpose of this agreement. Again, this is an item of permanent operation. I need UC to pass it today.
Second.
Councilmember Abbott.
Aye.
Councilmember Clark.
Aye.
Councilmember Moore. Councilmember Smitherman. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Council President O'Quinn.
Aye.
Motion on the item, please.
I move approval.
Item is before you.
All right. Any discussion on this item? All right. Counselor Abbott.
Yeah, I don't have any discussion. It just makes me happy that we're doing this. So, we
Great.
taking care of business, and I like that.
I love that part about being provided without charge to the city.
Yes, that's always
That's
nice.
nice. All right, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
All right, item 25 is approved. Okay,
29 and 30 withdrawn, so it looks like addendum items.
addendum items. All right. Item 57.
Item 57, a resolution approving and accepting the bid of Birmingham Land Preservation Group LLC. Birmingham
Mr.
for mowing
Clerk,
services.
let's take all of these in one go.
Mowing services of emergency overgrowth cutting on public right-of-ways. Identified nuisance lots as needed at unit price on file in the office of the assistant purchasing agent for the period of 45 days, subject to the availability of funds for the City of Birmingham Public Works Department. This being the most responsive bid submitted. Item 58, a resolution approving and accepting the bid of FL Unlimited, Adamsville, Alabama, for the mowing services of emergency overgrowth cutting on public rights of way and identified nuisance lots as needed at unit prices on file in the office of the assistant purchasing agent for 45 days, subject to the availability of funds for the City of Birmingham Public Works Department. This being being the most responsive bid submitted. Items 59, a resolution approving and accepting the bid of Honorable Security Firm LLC, Adamsville, Alabama, for mowing services of emergency overgrowth cutting on public rights of way and identified nuisance lots as needed at unit prices on file in the office of the assistant purchasing agent for 45 days, subject to the availability of funds for the City of Birmingham Public Works Department, this being the most responsive bid submitted. Item 60, a resolution approving and accepting the bid of Purified Landscaping and Restoration, Hoover, Alabama, for the mowing services of emergency overgrowth cutting on public rights of way and identified nuisance lots as needed at the unit prices on file in the office of the assistant purchasing agent for 45 days, subject to the availability of funds for the City of Birmingham Public Works Department, this being the most responsive bid submitted. And item 61, a resolution approving and accepting the bid of Renew Birmingham for the mowing services of emergency overgrowth cutting on public rights of way and identified nuisance lots as needed at unit prices on file in the office of the assistant purchasing agent for 45 days, subject to the availability of funds for the City of Birmingham Public Works Department, this being the most responsive bid submitted.
All right.
Motion on the items.
I'll move items 57 through 61.
Second.
All right. Chief Mitchell, you want to give a brief explanation of why these are coming before us at this time?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. So the items that were before the council was in lieu of the emergency declaration that the council approved a couple of weeks ago for weed abatement in our city. So we did an open bid process, and out of the 12 applicants that we had, these are the 5 that we want to move forward for the emergency weed abatements for the city of Birmingham.
All right. Counselor Abbott.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I know that this says it's appropriated for in the 25-26 budget, but since we really didn't plan to do this when we pass the budget, are we going to run out of money as we get towards the end of the year?
At this moment, we don't know. Right now, we're trending okay. We just know that right now it's just a high grass growing season right now. And so as we look at the account and make sure that we're trending, we'll let the council know we need another appropriation for the weed abatement for the rest of the year. But we want to make sure that we take care of this grass growing season right now, and then we can worry about the non-grass growing season when we get to it.
Okay, and we're proceeding on schedule with all of the ones that we're doing through our normal process
Correct.
of legal
So-
notifications?
Yes, yes. So yes, we're maintaining the current weed bill. This is the outside the weed bill that we're trying to maintain under the emergency.
And just so people can understand, can you tell us about how many months it takes after a person has turned in a piece of property, say a burned house or something on a piece, how many months they can expect to wait?
So are we talking about demo or are we talking?
Well, yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't have put the house in there. If a property is overgrown and weedy and a person's turned it in, you know, they turn it in and they expect somebody to come out the next week. So can you just outline how long it really takes after a person reports something? Ballpark, expectations. We want to manage expectations.
There's a window between a person turning something in and it being investigated by the city of Birmingham that I'm actually don't necessarily want to give a timeline on. Then there's an opportunity, post us having notification and engaging that resident to, I would say, rectify the situation, voluntarily come into compliance. And if they don't, then it's escalated to various departments internally, PEP, legal, et cetera, before it comes to you. There's a minimum of 8 weeks. Minimum of 8 weeks.
Before action is taken?
Before you actually declare it, on the weed bill.
Okay, a minimum of 8 weeks. And then for something to actually happen.
Yeah, I do not want to make up a timeline because it's not at the top of my head, but after you approve it, it then has to go back to finance, purchasing, on the list, identifying they're paid by the, footage?
Yeah. Yeah, each weed contractor has a percentage, well, not a percentage, a dollar amount per square foot. And so that purchasing works with code enforcement on assigning those pieces of parcels to be cut according to the weed bill that the council approves when you declare the obnoxious weed.
Okay, yeah, I just really
It's not
want,
immediate, right? You approve the bill, it's not cut tomorrow.
yeah,
It's probably not the next week either. It's a while as well. So when you add it all up, it's a few months.
so, okay, well, I just.
Expectations,
because-
right?
Yeah, expectations.
The expectation is, when we talked about this last time, managing the expectation. So one of the things we're doing, this is adding. What's before you now is to add an additional 5, right? To get more contractors out, which decreases the time as it relates to how long it takes. So we're speeding up the time to get there by adding on these additional folk. But in our standard process on a yearly basis, non-emergency, it's a few months just to get to you to declare it.
So we could tell people 4 to 6 months and that would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, the problem here in this business that we're in is,
it's not our property that we're cutting. I mean, that's the big problem, is that these are private property owners that are scofflaws that refuse to do right, okay? But the good residents, the ones who turn the stuff in, you know, they have expectations that we're going to move quickly or that we can move quickly, so.
so according to state law, right?
Yeah.
Here's the unfortunate part. We have either slum, absentee owners not doing their part. There's a considerable amount of frustration that exists that is warranted. A lot of it sometimes is given, the frustration is towards the city when the city is confined to state law because the absentee person has the same rights, property rights, which in Alabama, we have pretty strong property rights even when the person is not doing their responsibility, right? So going beyond that, there is a process the city has to go through just to declare it a public nuisance. And then there's a second process that the city has to go through to get it to a contractor. That takes several months, all that combined. And so the city of Birmingham shares the same frustration that the citizen has. But we are handcuffed by state law. Now, the beauty of this new bill that will soon be before you, that state law will be able to be converted to a city ordinance. We're going to be able to put those on notice for not doing their part, or those liens we put on. Here's the opportunity for you to rectify your situation. or we're gonna, you know, convey to us to give to somebody who wants to take care of it. We don't want to be in the grass cutting business, but we also don't want to be in the business of just the property belongs to the city of Birmingham. Neither one of those businesses are sustainable. What we want to do is use public tax dollars for public right of way and for city right of way that is our responsibility. I want to be very clear with your public tax dollars, cutting your neighbor's private lot is not the city's responsibility. And I think that gets lost a lot.
It does. And then one other question, if I may. If the property has a burned structure on it, do we move any faster
Yes.
due to danger of
We do.
people going in there and getting injured?
Absolutely, we do.
Good. Thank you.
All right. Just want to also note that these are temporary contracts just for the 45-day emergency declaration
That's
period.
correct.
Council Smitherman.
Thank you. Just maybe one, I guess, operational question. Have you guys determined a rubric for which lots qualify for this 40-day emergency?
So it's twofold. So yes, they will still assist us with the weed bill, but we will assign these contractors to those that are not on the weed bill, and then we'll come back and present their resolution to the council
Okay.
declaring them an obnoxious property.
Okay, because I was actually in another district, and I was like, wow, it looked like a little baby forest, because when it gets to the point that it has like trees and stuff, you know, we never know when constituents ask us, does this qualify for this 40-day emergency? We just want to be armed and prepared, or be able to tell somebody like, hey, this is about to be cut. So it's really just informational purposes. So thank you.
Chief Mitchell, in addition to these 5 contractors, we have, if I remember correctly, it's about 12 or 13 other private contractors that work with us just normally. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Councilor Clark.
Thank you. Wanted to just ask, I know we're, urgently trying to address this, and we've declared the emergency. For the vendor onboarding, are we requiring, I know we circumvented some of the normal administrative due process because we don't have time for that. Are they required to have the certificate of insurance
Yes.
and all the other things that we require people to have?
Yeah, so we put out an emergency invitation for bid, and I sent that in an email to you that outlined every requirement that each vendor had to submit within their bid package, which included insurance, and we vetted the type of equipment that they would use also. So they had to have a city business license, they had to have insurance. We didn't bypass that process at
Okay,
all.
okay, because I know this is going to be, the risk of this is a little different. So I just want to make sure we're not circumventing anything. And I know that one of them's a startup, and I know you all will monitor their performance and make sure that they can handle the work you're giving them. And then I'm really excited to see that Renew Birmingham can get paid for what they do for free a lot. So that's good. Thank you. That's all my comments.
All right. Okay, I believe we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, so those agenda items 57 through 61 are approved. That concludes our business items. We'll move on now to district announcements. Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. One minute, let me get there. All right, so in District 8, we have no neighborhood meetings this week. On Monday, August 4th, the College Hills Neighborhood Association will meet at 6 p.m. in the Legion Field lobby. This past weekend was a blast in District 8. I want to commend and salute Ms. Magnolia Cook on a successful 40th annual Function at the Junction this past Saturday. In 40 years, it's just kind of hard to imagine a free festival going on for 40 years. It may be the only one of its kind. She joined us Friday evening at the former Holy Family High School gym to kick off the weekend with a special screening of the documentary film, The Almost Lost History of Tuxedo Junction, in which she's featured very prominently. Special thanks to our co-presenters, the Brewers, Sharon and Alex, who provided the venue, that's Bethel Inslee Action Task, who provided all the lovely refreshments, Sidewalk Film Festival, Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame, and the Southern Music Research Center for all being there with us. And a special thanks to Katie Rogers and Brandon McCrae for documenting the story of this important Black heritage site in our city. And thanks to the central staff and the District 8 staff for all that they did to get us ready. People turned out and really enjoyed it and were asking for more. Kudos also to community development and the city for the unique and amazing Smithfield Community Public Art Walk. I don't want to steal too much of Darrell O'Quinn's thunder because the site is in his district, but it's in a community that's shared, that's part of District 8. But there's a new mural, there was a bold and amazing photography exhibition, and a STEM camp, historical film screening, storytelling on the steps of the old A.H. Parker House, a main stage, food trucks, scooters and bikes. It was just a lot to take in and just really culturally rich and very thoughtful. So I want to, just shout out to community development and the city because there were lots of departments involved and other agencies. It was quite an event. So I didn't get to stay long and I had to go out of town. So I hope the citizens really appreciated it because it was something. Kudos also to Caroline Douglas and her team for the Land Bank's Building Birmingham Expo that took place last Friday at the Bill Harris Arena. I was tied up in a class all week, but my staff went and they said it was so well organized and the participation was great. So, and they really valued the networking with other people dealing with housing in the city. So kudos to her and her team. And if looking to future events, if you, coming up tomorrow, you don't want to miss Major League Baseball's Hank Aaron Invitational Youth Showcase game. It's free, it's at Rickwood Field, it starts at 5 p.m. Wait a minute, that says Eastern Time. So I guess that's, 4 p.m.? 4 p.m. Central Time. So that's tomorrow. And then the Crossplex Birthday Bash is coming up on Saturday, August 2nd at the Crossplex. And that's happening from 10 to 2. It's also combined with the 5 Points West Community Fun Day. So don't worry about the heat because it's going to be indoors. So you have no excuses. Get out there and come celebrate with us. Saturday from 10 to 2, Crossplex Birthday Bash and 5 Points West Community Fun Day. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilor Clark. Councilor Moore.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We will be having the Brownsville Heights Neighborhood Association that will take place this upcoming Monday at 6 p.m. at the Brownsville Heights Community Center. Collegeville will also have their Neighborhood Association meeting on Monday at Antioch Baptist Church at 6 p.m. Maple Grove will have theirs on Monday via conference call, and Zion City will also have their Neighborhood Association meeting via conference call. We will also have the Community Development Committee meeting that will take place this upcoming Tuesday at 2 p.m. in the council chambers. And so if you have not already submitted, please make sure that you submit to d4info@birminghamal.gov for that agenda. And then we will also have the Birmingham Park and Recreation Board meeting that will take place on Wednesday at 9 a.m. at Legion Field. So let me see, as has already been mentioned, the critical repair program applications will open up September 4th and 5th. In order to be eligible, applicants must occupy a home and provide proof of ownership. You must occupy a home and provide proof of occupancy.
You must qualify as low to moderate income and provide proof of income for all household residents. And then you also must provide at least the last 2 months of banking statements for all household residents. There will be an info session that takes place virtually July 31st at 3 p.m. And then another info session that will take place on August the 7th at 5:30 p.m. at the Birmingham Crossplex, and August 14th at 5:30 p.m. at Fountain Heights Recreation Center. Let me see. We also have the Safe Haven after-school programs that will be taking place starting August the 11th, Monday through Thursday from 3:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And Fridays from 3:30 to 6 p.m. This is in partnership with Birmingham Park and Recreation as well as Common Grounds. There will be reading initiatives, chess club, homework assistance, and creative writing and tutoring offered during this time. The locations that will be open for Safe Havens are Central Park, Inslee, Fountain Heights, Don Hawkins, Inglenook, Memorial, and ML King. So if you would like to learn more, please give a call to 205-254-2391. Again, 254-2391, and that is for the Safe Haven program. Let me see, the Woodlawn Business Association is having their first Fridays this Friday, August the 1st, for back to school. Of course, you don't have to be a student to come into the district for a little social time, but they will be having some cool things set up for the kids. And so if you would like to get more details about that, please make sure that you follow the Woodlawn Business Association Instagram page. And like I said, that will be taking place this Friday. I don't see a time, but I'll make sure that I find that and share it later. And last but not least, we also have wanted to remind citizens to stay hydrated because this heat is crazy. And so definitely want to make sure that y'all stay hydrated, as well as making sure that we remind parents to please register your kids for the first day of school if you have not already done so. Know that we have a backpack, plenty of back-to-school bashes that are going on, but we want to make sure that parents are also registering their kids because that is also equally as important. So yeah, that concludes my announcements.
All right. Thank you, Councilor Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Planning and Zoning Committee meetings is scheduled for Wednesday, August 13th at 3:30 in the council chambers. Hopefully we'll have it. Neighborhood Association meetings next Monday, August 4th at 6:30. Glen Iris Neighborhood Association will meet at the St. Elias Maronite Catholic Church at 6:30. I want to encourage everybody to download the MyBHAM 311 app. Somebody was complaining about calling 311 the other day that they didn't write down what they said. I said, well, if you get the app, you can write it down yourself. And you can say exactly what you want and describe the situation exactly as you see it, and you can include photos. What more could you ask for? This is the greatest app, so I encourage everyone to download it at the Play Store or the Apple Store. And we're asking all residents of District 3 to continue to visit our website for real-time updates and extras. That's www.bhamdistrict3.com. And I do want to say something about the critical repair program. I think that's probably the greatest program the city has for helping people to stay in their homes and keep their homes from falling down around them. And also accessibility. You know, if you suddenly have to be in a wheelchair, you know, and you've got 50 steps going up to your house, you have to move out of your house and go live somewhere else. So this critical repair program is really just wonderful for helping people stay at home and keeping houses in our city, because we tear down so many houses that people have vacated for one reason or another, but sometimes it's because the house has become unlivable and maybe a senior citizen or handicapped person doesn't have the money to fix it. So I just have to say this is a fabulous program. That's all for me.
All right, thank you, Counselor Abbott. Counselor Smithman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Budget and Finance meeting will be on Monday, August 11th at 3:30 p.m. Submissions are due next Wednesday by noon. This Saturday from 10 to 2, this is not right, but it's near the block near Hemp Hill and Offenders Alumni Association off of Tuscaloosa and Cotton. And 12th Street, we'll have our Heal the Block, a community healing and unity event. It's in partnership with Commissioner Tyson, Counselor Tate, Jefferson County Resource Center, Burning Tree, Archibald's, you name it. We have a lot of vendors, Health Screen, Kids Zone, school supplies. Thank you, Council Moore. We actually will have Birmingham City Schools there for school registration. That was a great idea. And it will be hosted by Laywood 94.9. We'll have free food and everything else. So come out from 10 to 2 in West End as we love on our community before school gets started. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Counselor Smithman. Counselor Woods, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Quickly, do want to shout out everybody who attended the Man Up Breakfast. Had an incredible event last week. Wanted to thank our panelists, Dr. Mark Sullivan, Dr. Eliza Bell, and Greg Ramsey for coming out and sharing a lot of key information. Really enjoyed it and had it on the east side for the first time. So I think it went really well and may have a new home going forward. I also wanted to congratulate Dr. Sullivan and the team over at Birmingham City Schools for the opening of the Martha Gaston Early Learning Annex that will be having the ribbon cutting later today. And so excited about just new opportunities for students in District 1. And then lastly, since I normally don't talk that much, I'll take a point of personal privilege. Really shout out my 7-year-old daughter, man, really proud of her. She had an opportunity, we took her to Atlanta to compete in a tennis tournament, and she got second place, and so she's getting better and better, but just excited to watch her kind of learn like hard work, because she practices 4 or 5 days a week, and just see that translate into success. So good job, Chloe. Thank you.
Yay. All right. In District 5, thank you, Councilor Clark, for mentioning the Smithfield Public Art Walk. You know, I think the thing that I appreciate the most about that project and kind of centered around the Choice Neighborhood initiative is that the residents, both past and present, are very much featured in all of those community engagement activities. You know, there's artists who have featured some of the existing residents, and of course in the murals, they feature, you know, some of the past prominent residents, and even some of our local historians, like Judge Brown was out there talking to folks, you know, about the history of the neighborhood. So it's really, you know, good to see homage being paid to the history of Smithfield in a fun event too. So, you know, another thing that I'll say is that Parker High School is a powerhouse when you, yeah, I mean, past and present, but especially when you look at all of the people who have come through Industrial High School, then Parker High School. I mean, it's pretty astounding list of folks. So definitely have a deep appreciation for the Smithfield community, and just really super happy to see, you know, the history of Smithfield and Parker High School, Industrial High School being told. That being said, want to talk about, just mention to parents how important it is to go ahead and get your kid registered for the next school year. School will be starting, you know, right around the corner. you know, every year it's been a struggle historically to get kids in the right place because they aren't registered ahead of time. Birmingham City Schools has been working very diligently to try and do that. You know, now even kids can register for the next school year before the previous school year ends. So I just want to remind parents how important that is for classes to be able to start day one and for students to be in the right place on day one. So please take care of that. Want to thank folks for helping make the third annual District 5 Health Fair a success last week. We had about 40 different nonprofit organizations that were participants in that. And, you know, they just was a showcase of all of the services that nonprofit organizations provide to our community. And want to especially acknowledge our District 5 colleague, Kimberly Phillips, who works in my office, who was at the center of coordinating everything. The City Council's Public Information Team, Principal Hudson at Parker High School. None of this could happen without all of you guys, so thank you, and we'll see you next year. In District 5, there are no neighborhood meetings for the remainder of July, so neighborhood meetings will resume next week. We have a Transportation and Infrastructure Committee meeting coming up on August 11th at 2 p.m. here in the council chambers. Please contact Kimberly Phillips in my office if you have agenda items to submit. Also, in relation to Birmingham City Schools, there's an upcoming strategic planning meeting. Birmingham City Schools will be hosting a series of 3 community meetings to give an update on the Birmingham City Schools strategic plan. The first meeting will kick off tonight at Parker High School at 5:30 p.m. The next meetings will take place on Wednesday, July 30th at Huffman High School, and Thursday, July 31st at Winona High School, with both of those meetings also starting at 5:30 p.m. We also work with a nonprofit accelerator called the Central Alabama Redevelopment Alliance. They have a program called the Nonprofit Accelerator. Nonprofits can enroll in this program, and they will be given tools to enhance their reach, grow their impact, and apply for funding opportunities. They're accepting applications right now, and you can visit www.caranow, that's CARANOW.org, to complete the application. And then, as always, want to remind folks that we have 2 great farmers markets here in the city every Saturday, the East Lake Farmers Market and the Pepper Place Farmers Market, that take place every Saturday morning. And encourage folks to take a look at those. Want to remind folks that through the Alabama Department of Agriculture, if you're a senior, you can get a monthly voucher. I think it's $50 for seniors to use at local farmers markets. So it's definitely something folks should take advantage of. So check that out as well. And that concludes the announcements from District 5. We have no public speakers who have signed up, so I want to recognize Officer Square and Officer Campbell, who are based here in City Hall and help protect us and keep things running smoothly here in the council chambers every Tuesday. So thank you very much. With that,
I move for adjournment.
all right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Hey, I'm Darrell O'Quinn. I'm the City Councilor for District 5 and the City Council President. Today we're at our annual District 5 Health Fair here at Parker High School. We have about 35 different vendors that offer services in various aspects of healthcare, but not only healthcare. We're also concerned about people's nutrition, their financial health, their mental health. So we've got representatives from various organizations providing and those services and telling people about them. We also partnered with Commissioner Sheila Tyson and the Food Bank to be able to offer food boxes. So folks are taking some healthy food home with them. And, you know, this is something that we do on an annual basis. My team deserves a lot of credit, especially Kim Phillips, who she has a master's of public health. And so this is really a passion for her, and happy to have her on my team because she really brings this together for us. We provide transportation for people to be able to get here, and we have a partnership with Uber Health. We also partner with the BJCTA, Max. I was just talking to one of our residents of Freedom Manor. She actually took the paratransit, the VIP paratransit service in order to get here. So, especially given the federal funding cuts that have come down, there's a lot of resources that, you know, are lacking in our community, but partners like the ones we have behind us offer these every day and can connect folks to resources, whether you have insurance or not. There's a lot of need in our community, and that's what this event is about, is to connect the people that we represent to the resources that they need to have good quality of life.
This is the 41st annual Touristville Day. It's a scorching hot one, but we're out here at Memorial Park. We just got started a couple of hours ago. This is amazing. We have all these vendors who are out here. We're giving away school supplies, food, these nice t-shirts. Shout out to Voltron Printing. We have them in green and in white. I just absolutely love this because it's the community I was raised in, 5th generation Touristville resident, and today is all about unity. You know, I think it's important that we continue to honor traditions like this that our neighborhoods and communities put on every year, because it's much more than just hot dogs and hamburgers. It's really just like a big family reunion. You know, everybody coming back, dancing, having fun. So I always enjoy these events every year.